Good afternoon, Ms. Chair, and to the other honorable members of this committee. J'aimerais vous remercier pour nous avoir invités pour être partie de cette conversation importante. My name is Austin Henderson, and I am a born and raised New Brunswicker. In fact, I graduated from New Brunswick's early French immersion program from a school in a rural village with approximately 2,000 people. New Brunswick is Canada's only bilingual province. Nonetheless, we continue to face adversity when it comes to the integration of both official languages. En étant un jeune néo-brunswickois, venant d'une famille et d'une région qui est pour la plupart unilingue, je suis fier de ma deuxième langue, mais je reconnais qu'il y a du travail à faire. I was extremely fortunate to develop a passion for bilingualism from a young age. This passion, however, was not possible without being enabled and triggered by organizations and teachers. This is why both of these stakeholders are instrumental in the enforcement of the Official Languages Act. De la 6e année jusqu'à la 12e année, j'ai participé au concours d'art oratoire de Canadian Parents for French au niveau régional ainsi que provincial. L'an dernier, j'ai eu l'occasion de participer au concours au niveau national. In 2014, I was able to travel to France for an immersive experience to enhance, embrace, and improve my second language. More recently, I was named the Vice President for the Canadian Parents for French New Brunswick Board of Directors. Mes expériences avec l'organisation Canadian Parents for French ainsi que mes expériences à l'étranger m'ont permis de travailler à améliorer ma langue seconde hors d'une salle de classe. Malgré mon inscription dans le programme d'immersion, j'étais seulement inscrit dans 5 cours de français dans mes 2 dernières années à l'école, 2 auxquels devaient être complétés en ligne grâce au choix limité à mon école rurale. Now, after completing my first year of university, I have yet to be able to take a class in my second language. My bilingual abilities, like many of the French immersion students across the country, are in jeopardy due to the fact that we are not provided with enough opportunities, especially after graduating, to enhance our French and English second language skills. Even in the only bilingual province, we face adversity when getting the access to the required tools. This is why input from young Canadians is so important. In New Brunswick, I would be wrong to say that there is not still some sort of divide between the Anglophones and the Francophones, but I truly believe that this is not necessarily the case amongst the young Canadians. We want to learn French, we want the opportunities, and we want our country to become bilingual. We see the long-term benefits of bilingualism and are very quick to jump through the doors that bilingualism opens for us. En tant que recommandation, je suggère d'assurer que les jeunes sont inclus dans ce processus. Par contre, je suggère aussi d'assurer que c'est non seulement les jeunes bilingues comme nous qui recevons cette occasion de témoigner, mais aussi ceux qui n'ont pas eu le privilège d'apprendre leur langue seconde. In terms of recommendations for my specific experiences in New Brunswick, it will be that the federal government work closer with provincial governments to ensure that Canada does in fact provide equal and efficient bilingual services. In doing so, and in normalizing the provision of all services in both official languages, I believe that more young people will embrace our linguistic duality. For instance, subsection B of the purpose of this act is to support the development of English and French linguistic minority communities. In my province, these communities are typically rural and do not necessarily embrace the presence of their linguistic counterparts. In Section 7, the advancement of English and French, Section 41B, it discusses fostering full recognition and use of both official languages in Canadian society. In order for this to be realistic, the federal government must recognize that the reality is that learning this second language is often a privilege. These services must be offered to all Canadians, regardless of race, location, ethnicity, age, employment, etc. This includes second language job training, job opportunities, etc. In fact, I share the position of Canadian Parents for French in advocating that learning French and English as a second language should be considered a right as Canadians in a country that is supposed to be bilingual. Pour s'assurer que la section sous-mentionnée soit bien exécutée, le gouvernement fédéral doit reconnaître l'importance de l'apprentissage par expérience dans le processus d'apprendre une langue seconde. L'avancement d'un pays et de son bilinguisme se repose sur les générations d'aujourd'hui. Et pour s'assurer que cela ait du succès, on doit avoir l'occasion de participer dans des expériences hors de la salle de classe. In addition, in Section 18 of Part 3, the Administration of Justice, the Act writes that judicial proceedings will only be executed in the official language of choice if the Crown is a party. Therefore, for instance, if a family in British Columbia were to request divorce proceedings in French, there is no obligation for the British Columbian government to provide these services. Whereas New Brunswick has its own official language act, this would be a right, and therefore proves that the services in our country are not uniform from province to province. In modernizing this legislation in honor of our country's 150th, we have an opportunity to improve our official languages and their services. Canadians cannot be passionate about both official languages if they do not have the opportunity to learn them. And they cannot have the opportunity to learn them without the support of the federal government and its partnership with each and every province. Nous ne pouvions pas considérer le Canada comme un pays bilingue si chaque citoyen ne reçoit pas la même occasion pour apprendre nos deux langues, ainsi que si notre pays et nos provinces continuent à vivre des expériences séparées basées sur nos deux langues. The solution to this is to allow everyone to learn French and English as second languages and to, in fact, become what is actually a bilingual country.